everyone, this is Debbie Gruber coming at you from Lots of Knots Ceramics in Burbank, Ohio. And I've had a lot of people contact me and ask me how to make some of the props that they have look a lot better than they do. So I decided to go shopping and I found this lovely skeleton that, you know, this stuff should look just as good during the daylight as it does at nighttime when you're actually using it for Halloween trick-or-treat or, you know, whatever you're doing. And you can see that this guy certainly could use some help. So I brought him in here and I'm just going to do like some changes to this. Well, let's face it, I'm probably going to do a total overhaul on this guy. So what I'm going to do is I took my colors that I like, that are like skeleton colors in my opinion, and they're Americana paint and Dock Holiday paint, because as you all know, these are the two paints that I like the most. So I just have black, you know, ebony black. This is dark burnt umber, which is actually a ceramical color, which I really like. This is a great color. It's so close to black, but it isn't. And I have white, you know, Americana. And then this is bone. You know, I use bone a lot at this time of year. Gee, I wonder why. And then I have yellow, because if I get to his teeth, you know, his teeth got to have that yellow decayed look. So I have flaxen yellow, which is a Dock Holiday color here, and I'm just going to use these colors. I forgot my water. Let me just grab this. And I'm going to start with this face because, yeah, that's pretty bad. So I'm just going to take black. And I use just a round brush. I like this brush. It's just a personal preference, but you can use whatever you like. And I'm going in here and making this eye black. Can you see? I'm trying to make it so you can see. His head's moving, so I got to do this. I had to put them together, too. Ha ha ha, my kids put them together. And I'm just making his eye dark. That's where I'm starting. There, that's pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Look, it's 100% better already, you guys, and all I'm using is paint, acrylic paint. This guy's 54 inches. Isn't he awesome? I can't wait to put him in my Halloween display, which I'm making up a very nice display that you guys are going to see real soon. We're starting it this weekend. So if we get it done, maybe I'll give you a sneak preview. We'll have to see. And I'm just coming in here like this and making this dark, because this would be really dark. Okay, then I want to water this out a little bit. So I'm going to use black, but I'm going to water it down. So I'm going to take this and just add water, just a whole bunch of water. There's no formula. I just kind of thin it out a little bit and then wipe off my brush. And I'm going to bring this liquid into these teeth and start this project here. And that's okay that it's kind of repelling it, and that's okay because I can get in there. I'm one of them stubborn people who's going to do what I want. This is plastic, so it's not accepting the paint. So I took it a little bit. Instead of having it so watered down like I did, I just added a little bit more of the black paint. I still watered down a little bit, but not as much as I originally intended. And I'm just trying to get it in here. Now this is just like a base color. So I'm going to be coming in here with lightening up the teeth, but still making them look hideous and gross. And the same thing on the rest of it. So this project's going to take a little bit of time. But you know something? It's worth the time that you put in, because during the daytime, this thing's going to look amazing. And at night, it's going to be really scary looking. You know, we put some glow-in-the-dark paint on there. It'll look great. And so this is probably going to take me more than one time coming out here to show you guys. But doing these things, these simple things to your projects are really nice. And I'm going to bring some of this color in here, see? Just a little, not as heavy, some watered down paint, see? Working on all this stuff and pulling out all my Halloween decorations really is getting me in the mood for Halloween. I just love Halloween. And playing with the kids is so much fun. Trick-or-treat. I hope we have trick-or-treat this year. We'll have to see what happens, I suppose. But even if we don't have trick-or-treat, we can still do our decorating so that people can enjoy the season. And I just want to get in here. Now this would be darker in here because, boy, no light's going over there. So I'm trying to use the paint straight up here. And on the other side as well. There we go. Oops. Plastic, just wipe it off. Ha ha ha. Okay, now I'm going to bring in some of this bone color and get rid of some of this. Still have black. There. Now we'll bring this in. Try not to grab that black. See, normally you could let yours dry in between, but I can't because we're on live camera here. There we go. Look at that. Even that. Isn't that 100% better than it was? Look at that. Oh, I grabbed it a little bit. There we go. And these are the parts that would be the lightest because that's the part where the light's going to hit the most. And on his cheekies, try and get rid of this. I don't know if this is a brown color or what you want to call that color, but it needs to go away. So I'm just covering it with this. Get his chin. Oh, my hands are dirty. There, much better. And I'm going to get some of that dark color in here. See that? There we go. And then after that dries a little bit, I think I'll come in and make it just a little bit darker. And I'm just smearing this down. See what I'm doing? Okay, and then here. That's why I'm always covered in paint, guys. But it does look, it works. It gives you that nice, realistic look. And see these cracks over here. Now you know I'm going to bring these cracks out here with the smaller paintbrush. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And he's got dents over here, so I'm going to get those in there. There. Kind of mixed with that bone, see? Got to clean up my brush. I'm going back to the bone. There. So I'm going to get in here a little bit more. See? And then this here, where it's sticking up, I want to get that good. There. That's starting to look pretty good. Don't you think, guys? Wish I could hear you. Now I'm going to come around his nose a little bit to darken that in. To make his nose stick up like that. Which by smearing that around, boy, that really makes a big difference. It sucks in those, it makes these cheekbones stick way out because you're making this darker. It makes them appear to come forward, even though they're really not coming forward. That's what it looks like. And the same thing on this side. And I like to take it down pretty dark, you know, and you can always come back up and bring it back up to a lighter color if you decide that you don't want it quite so dark. Okay, and then this up in here, I'm just going to add some white in here, mixed in with what I have on my hands, which is kind of convenient too, see? To give it the more realistic look, because this certainly didn't look real when I started him, did he? This is a lot better. This is like a base color that I'm doing, because you know I'm going to keep adding to it and changing it until I get it the way I want it to look. And you can work on this until you decide that it's done. When you when you decide it's done, it's done. I keep going until I get it totally the way I want it. There. Okay. I'm going to bring this out just a little bit more over here too. His head's stuck. This is really going to look good when it's done. There. And I kind of move this so it blends and dissipates. See? Sometimes I spread it, sometimes I tap it. Try both ways and use whichever one works out the best for you. But where it sticks out the most, I want it to be the lightest. So I'm getting in here. You have to use your imagination too, like he was hanging up. See, probably should have warned my camera people I was going to do that. Sorry, guys. But doesn't that look great? And I'm going to highlight up here a little bit and get some of these teeth going. I don't want to do a whole lot here because I want to get yellow in here, and I want to keep them, ugly and dark and, decayed is the word I'm looking for. I'll put them back down. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of brown. Whoops, and I grabbed the black. See how close they are to each other? And I knew where this one was. Get a little bit of brown in here. I want it to be nice and dark in here. You know me, I'll probably get some silver and make one of his teeth silver like a pirate or something. That always looks cool. We can even put a bandana on his head or something, make him a pirate, instead of just a skeleton. Skeletons are fun though. I enjoy painting them. They look great. And then when I'm done, you know I'm gonna put some glow in the dark on here. Get that black light on here and look great. Doesn't that look great, guys? Like gross, really gross. Yay! I love Halloween. So it should be, when you're doing the cheeks, it should be the darkest right in this area because that's the part that's the furthest away from the light. So you want to get some more in there and make this all match up here. And then just spread it out. And look, sometimes when the black dries, black always does this. See where you can see spots? Go back and put another coat on there. It makes such a big difference. It takes 2 seconds and a little bit of more wait time. But it makes a big difference in your piece. Even though it's black should cover one, it doesn't. Never does. Black is like one of those colors that you have to keep putting coats on to make it perfect. Well worth the effort though. Black is a great color. All right, I want to just come up in this area a little bit. Just sunken in over there, so I'm going to make it sunk in by making it darker. It gives you the illusion that it's sunk in a little bit right there. Okay, that's good. Okay, I like that. This should be darker, and this should be a little darker. Where there's an indent, it should be dark, because it's furthest away from the sun. And I know I keep saying that. About 2 o'clock in the morning when you guys are painting, and you know you do it, you're going to remember some of these words, and it'll help you. Because I'll be sleeping at 2 o'clock in the morning. You won't be able to call. But if you have questions about any of this stuff, you can feel free to call me and ask me, or send me a text or something. Contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, LOK Ceramics. No, that would be Lots of Not Ceramics on Facebook. And then I have a YouTube channel that you can see this project and other projects, and my YouTube channel is LOK Ceramics. So I'm even doing a contest on the YouTube channel. So if you guys go out to YouTube, if you subscribe to me, you are entered automatically into a contest to win a couple of different pumpkins. So if you go out there, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. They're really cool. And they're bisque, and you can just pick the one you want, and we'll make sure to get it to you, or you can come pick it up, whichever you want to do, which is fun. And I'm showing you how to paint both of them out there too. There, that's starting to look like something now, guys. All right, I'm gonna get some yellow in there on those teeth. So at least now I want to look at him. You know, he's pretty cool. I'm glad I got this piece. I wasn't so sure. It was in pretty bad shape here. See, now this is like just to make the decay, see? And then, of course, at the end, I'm gonna use a lot of glow-in-the-dark paint. There's a good quality paint that I'll show you when we're ready for that step. And it really does glow in the dark, especially if you put this thing by a black light, it'll look fabulous. You know, you got the fog machine going. I got all that stuff. We're gonna see all my stuff. It's gonna be great. I haven't seen it since last year. Feels like a long time. Okay, I want to get in here a little bit more. Really make that stand off. Perfect. All right. And then in here, well, I'll get a smaller brush so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. And I just grabbed a small detail brush. You know, these are really, really nice brushes. Just small little royal brushes. And I'm just going to make my line. Now notice I started making my line, but I don't pick my hand up. You know, I start the line and just keep going until it's uncomfortable. And then I lift my hand. And I put my finger down on the piece when I'm working because that helps to stabilize my hand so my hand's not shaking. Because your hand's shaking, you ain't gonna get a nice straight line, that's for sure. And then see how it like ended here? Because I was running out of paint. So what I'll do is go back a little bit and then continue on. And then when it gets uncomfortable, I'll lift my paintbrush up, grab some more paint, and do the same thing. I gotta turn his head around. This reminds me of The Exorcist, guys. I have to turn the head all the way around the other way. That should be coming out pretty soon. All those nice Halloween movies are coming out. You know, I'll be sitting there watching them. And I'm sure my kids will watch them with me. Right, Mike? And I would do this side too. He's got a kind of a weird looking thing going across here. And I'm actually trying to make it bend because that's what it's doing on the piece. It's hard to see because I'm at a really weird angle in order to be camera friendly. I'm trying, guys. Can you, I don't know if you can see. I might have to flip them over or something. Or turn them, I could turn them. I don't know what's gonna happen to these legs. Kind of reminds me of Ahmed hanging off the edge there. There we go. Now I don't like this little spot right here, so I'm going to fix it really quick. There, that's much better. All right. I have to turn them around the other way to get them further without touching them on the table. So I'm going to come up this way. This one goes pretty far into there. And then I can see this one coming over here. They're hard to see because they're all the same plastic color. It's hard to see. Whoops, it's hard to see. There. Now we got that going, okay? And then I think we need a little bit darkness, not a lot. So I just dipped my brush right into the water, just a little, just to thin out the black that I have on the brush currently. And I'm just going to drop some, see, like this. Well, that's not enough, so now I'm going to grab some more paint and just smear this so it sinks in over here. So that makes his eyebrows pop off. Well, the top of his eye, not really his eyebrows. And I'll bring that in here. But I don't want it to look like it was painted, so that's why I'm smearing it, see? Look how cool that looks. Doesn't that look great, you guys? It's like, I always say that. It's like I'm expecting you to answer or something. All right, I'm just taking this and smearing it in here, see? And then I want to get this a little darker. See how many times it took me to get into there, to get it to the where I want it to be. But see, it's not all the same color. It gets darker as you go in, and that's why it looks a little more realistic, because you're making it like that. Don't ever make it look totally even, because if you do that, then you take away that real effect that I'm so keen on. There, I like that. Now I might have to come back in because sometimes this is plastic again. So sometimes when you smear it, it comes off a little more than you want. If you put more on, try to smear it again, sometimes it still comes off. So, you know, I might come back later and look backwards and forwards. Remember, I always tell everybody, look backwards and forwards so you can see things at different angles that you didn't see before. So I'm going to get in here and outline these teeth a little better. Separate them from the bottom of the skull. I'm going to let this dry a little bit. I think next time I come in, I'm going to lighten them up just a little bit. I think they're a little dark. But that's okay. We can always lighten it up or take it back down if we don't like it. That's the beauty of acrylics. Because if you don't like something that you did, you just paint over it until you get it the way you want. If you get stuck, I'm only a phone call away. You can call and ask, and I'll be happy to tell you. Here. Doesn't that look awesome? Looks a lot better, do you think, guys? Looks a lot better. All right, now I'm going to get some white in there. I'll get some white on this forehead here. Again, I'm going to spread it around. So if I get the front of his head done, I think we'll call quits on this guy for today. This is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be worth every minute that we put on it. This is a cool guy. And the same thing up here. Oops, up here I'm going to get his head a little lighter because that's where the light would hit it. And I kind of like it showing through on the color that it really is, because it kind of gives it the realistic look. But not the way it looked before. The way it looks now, it looks good. And I'm just putting white paint where I want it to be highlighted. And I don't care if my hands are dirty and I get a little bit of the other colors on there. It is a skeleton after all. We can do that. Just drag those colors around a little bit. A little bit of white goes a long way, that's for sure. And I think I'm holding a little plastic piece, see on the top of his head where the string comes out. I think when I'm done, I'll paint that black. I'm using it to move this guy around right now, so I'm not going to paint it. But I think I'll paint it black so it won't be so obvious. Well, that may make it more obvious. We'll have to see. There. Whoops. Got it on his shoulder. We're not ready for that. Okay, he's going backwards. There we go. I couldn't turn him the other way, he wouldn't go. Almost done. Just making it blend all the way in. As much as I can. So it gives it that eerie, iridescent look. As close as you can there. Even if you get a little bit on there, it really doesn't matter. Whoops, I didn't want to get it there though, so I have to fix that. Ah, don't look too bad. We can live with that. There. So what do you think so far, guys? How do you like my friend? We should give him a name. You guys tell me what his name should be. How do you like him so far? Is he fabulous or what? Okay, so we'll stop here for today, and we'll come back in and as soon as I can and get back on Facebook and YouTube and go for the next one. So this is Skeleton 54 inches guy number 1. Bye, guys.
And do us a favor and smash the like and share buttons. If you want to see more of our content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you're notified when we post new content. If you want to start your own project or just order some supplies, check out our store at www.lokceramics.com. Hope to see you in the next video.